Welcome back to another brand new episode in the Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 series. And today I am very excited for this episode because we're actually moving on to a brand new area in the theme park. Now, as I said in the previous video, I didn't want to do any spoilers for this one, but I can now reveal all. The area that we're going to be building next is going to be the theme park's water park. So that's what we're going to start actually working on today. Now, I must warn you before we kind of get into this, I am a little bit rusty with the whole kind of like water park sort of thing in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I haven't built that many water parks, so I'm generally not as good at building water parks as I am, you know, building normal roller coasters and normal rides and stuff like that. So it might take me a little bit longer to kind of build things in these next few episodes, because I want to kind of make sure that I'm getting it right and getting everything sort of working for when we do eventually open the park. So yeah, you'll just have to bear with me on that, but as I say, I'm going to try my best with it. And it's looking, as I say, so far, you can see what I've kind of gone for. I've built kind of like a wall that will go all the way around the water park. And then obviously the pool, as you can see there, I'm starting to build that now. And I don't know at this point how big the pool is actually going to be. It's difficult for me to say because I need to obviously account for all the water slides and stuff like that. And I might actually even eventually build a pool that's just dedicated to being like a wave pool. So there's a lot of different things, within this aquatic kind of pack in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. There's a lot of different things that you can do and a lot of different things that you can build. There's like lazy rivers, there's water rides that you can have, slides. They've got those kind of like rapid slides as well, where you go in like a dinghy and it pushes you along. So there is loads of different things that you can build. You can see that I'm just making sure we've got some in-pool lighting, which is going to hopefully look really cool at night. And I'm building up some areas as well, where you can put like sun lounges and stuff like that. As you can see there, I've just tried to attach the lazy river onto the pool, which obviously isn't working. Turns out I don't think you can actually do that. You have to kind of build the lazy river separately and then kind of like attach the pathway on the lazy pool to the pathway on the sort of main pool, and you'll see how that kind of works in a second. But I've tried to kind of do the lazy river with a bit of kind of like a layout now. The lazy river is going to interact with a big building, and then the whole thing is then going to be a backdrop for the main pool. So I'm trying to kind of think ahead as I'm building things here. How is this going to interact together, and how can I make other rides kind of interact with both of the pools and the lazy river as well. So I'm kind of trying to think this through as I'm going along, which is why I've kind of built the lazy river now before I've even finished the main pool, because I want it to kind of all work really well together and be kind of like, intertwined with each other. So you can see now what I'm doing is I'm now starting to sort of put, kind of plan where I want the water slides to go. And this does take quite a lot of fiddling as well, because I'm trying to kind of, as I said, just then, I want to kind of make a building in the middle of that kind of, a building that kind of interacts with the lazy river. So, I need to make sure that I've got all of these things in first, and then I can build the river afterwards that will kind of go round. Sorry, not the river. I can build the actual show building, if you want to call it that, afterwards. And then that'll serve as not only a building to kind of be a station for the actual water slides, but then it's also going to be, the actual backdrop for the whole area itself. So hopefully, we do get a good result at the end of this, and hopefully it does look really good. Now, like I've said with the other areas, we may go back once this is finished. We might go back and we might add bits into it. We might add, more water slides or a larger pool. We can always go back in and extend this, and that's kind of the beauty of it. Now, a lot of people have asked me, are you going to do Roller Coaster, the brand new, I forget what you call it now, Planet Coaster, but you're going to do Planet Coaster. Now, it is something that I am looking at, and it is something that I'm going to do, but to be honest with you, I wanted to do Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 first, just because it's an older game, and also as well at the moment, when I started doing this series anyway, I was seeing quite a lot of Planet Coaster series on YouTube at that time. So it's kind of like, there's loads of people doing Planet Coaster at the moment because it's quite a new game, and I'd rather kind of go back and do this first, and then I can always go back in the future and do Planet Coaster, whenever I want to. So I just thought this was kind of the best kind of game to go for when I very first started doing it. Now, I am, of course, going to be getting Planet Coaster, and I've actually never played Planet Coaster before. So what I want to kind of do with that series is I want to start from afresh, you know, I want to learn as I go along and as I record the videos, so that people can then, you know, kind of look at, you know, how easy it is to get started in the game. Now, I don't know anything really about Planet Coaster. I've seen other people play the game, but I've seen other people play it where they already know what they're doing and they've already played it before. So what I would like to do is I'd like to do kind of like a first reaction, if you like, to that game, and, you know, show people really how easy it is to kind of get into it. And, you know, especially, you know, with me coming all the way from, coming straight from Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, you know, I've played No Limits as well, but I feel like Planet Coaster is such a different kind of game. You know, I think it'd be interesting to see how easy it is for me to kind of get on there and kind of carry on building theme parks within that brand new sort of system. So that's kind of how I want to play that. You know, there's not going to be anything, you know, in terms of Planet Coaster, there's not going to be anything for that probably for quite a while, you know, just because I'm trying to get these episodes out at the moment, and I really do want to get this theme park kind of finished, or at least at a point where, you know, I'm happy with it, and then once I've done that, I can move on to Planet Coaster. And who knows, you know, after I've done the Planet Coaster videos, I may very well revisit this theme park, you know, and see if we can improve it. I think that'd be quite an interesting series to do, would be if I was to go back and kind of remove some rides, rejig things, see if I can improve, you know, upon what I've already built. I think that'd be quite an interesting video to do. So yeah, you can see now what I'm doing is I'm kind of trying to build up a building round the water slide. Now, at first, don't get me wrong, this doesn't look great, but what I'm going to do is, as we go along, and you'll see this in the video, I'm going to kind of go in there and add more layers to the building and really build it up. So, you know, to begin with, it kind of just looks a bit dull. It's kind of like just like a box. You know, I'm not going to lie, it is just a box that goes around the water slide. But, you know, as we carry on with these videos, I'm going to kind of really layer it up, really add, you know, more stuff to it, make it look better. And so, you know, we'll just see. You'll see, you know, as I go through this video, you'll see me kind of improve things and really work on stuff as well, and you know, get that, you know, really looking like it's going to be a nice backdrop. And I go back and change quite a lot of things as well. You know, I realise, you know, oh, that doesn't quite work, and then I end up having to, you know, kind of almost delete. By the time this video's done, I end up kind of pretty much deleting that whole building and starting again, because I'm like, I don't really like the way that it looks. But you know, as I say, you know, it's one of those, you kind of have to just try stuff, see if it works. If it doesn't work, you can always go back and change it. And the kind of theme that I've gone for with this whole water park, I'm going to kind of mostly use the Atlantis style theming for this. I'm going to see how much of that I can use, and hopefully, you know, most of the buildings for the, you know, the water park area are going to be themed to the same kind of style. I wanted to do something completely different with this area. You know, we've had, you know, with the Egyptian area, I've really exhausted all of the theming options for that. And you know, the same with the Western area as well. I've really gone to town on the theming with that as well, and I've used as much of the Western style theming that I can possibly use. So with this, I really wanted to go in with something new, something that's fresh, and you know, looks really different to the rest of the park. So when you actually go around this park and you look at it from a distance, every area has its own unique style, and that's really what I want to get across with, you know, with all of the areas here. And there will be more buildings to come with this. You know, this is only the start of this water park. You know, looking at it as it is at the moment now in the video, I can see me actually building another large pool on the other side of this building, just because, as I said before, I kind of want to get like a wave machine pool in there. And you know, at the moment, I'm not actually quite sure where I'm going to fit that in. You can see that I'm putting quite a few hot tubs in there as well. I'm going to kind of try and use every single element that you can possibly use for the water park, you know, add-on. I'm going to try and get it into this area. I really want to try and sort of use everything that I possibly can, you know, to make this area really crammed with kind of stuff. And you can see what I've done here is I'm actually building the kind of like the show building over the lazy river. So actually, when you go around the lazy river, you're going to go through this building as you're going around there, and I just thought that'd look quite cool, and it, you know, it'd create kind of like a unique combined experience with the, you know, the main water park and then this kind of lazy river that goes around the outsides as well. So hopefully that'll look good. You know, as I say, as we progress, you'll see that, you know, sort of build up, you know, over time. It'll kind of just look better and better, because you've got to kind of, with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, because with some of the, you know, the building styles, there's not really that much that you can do, you know, in terms of like styling the actual wall. Now, in Planet Coaster, there's quite a lot that you can do. You know, after you've actually built a building, you can go back and you can build things over the top of the walls, and you can really add detail on there. But you can't do that because of the constraints of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It's very difficult to kind of go and put like little things, like, you know, like just like little details. You can't really get them in there because everything works off that grid system. And I think that's one thing that's really going to be good when I do move into Planet Coaster, is that you've got that freedom to kind of go back in and you're not confined to the grid system. You can add little details and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, it still is a grid in, you know, in essence, but from what I gather with Planet Coaster, you've got a lot more control over kind of little details and stuff like that. You can really get like a lot more detail into the maps, and that's something that I really am excited about when I do eventually move over into that game. But you know, I'm quite happy with how this is progressing. I think, you know, it's going to take a few episodes, don't get me wrong, but I think once we've got, you know, we've really built up the layers, and you know, we've got a few more buildings in there and a few more kind of like you know, we've got like we might put like another lazy river in there, you know, a few more hot tubs, stuff like that, little kind of things like wave machines and stuff like that. Once we've really crammed that all in, I think it's going to be a really good area. And as I say, it's going to really show off, you know, what you can do with these water parks in Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'm really going to try and show off exactly, you know, how far you can push, you know, an RCT-free water park. That's my aim anyway. But yeah, you know, I do hope that you are enjoying the, you know, the series. Quite a few people have actually come to me and requested that I upload this more often, so I am going to try my very best to get more episodes out. It is just very difficult at the moment because we're in like the mid-season of theme parks. I'm trying to get, you know, theme park content out there, you know, real life theme park content, and it's proving difficult to kind of get these RCT free videos out. But whenever I've got spare time, I get myself on there, I carry on building, and you know, I'm trying to get these out, you know, the best that I can. But you know, if you are enjoying the videos, please let me know in the comments down below. If you've got absolutely any suggestions as well, again, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what people think of, you know, what I've built so far and what ideas people have as well. You know, if you're thinking right now, you know, oh, why doesn't he do this, why doesn't he do that, well, let me know in the comments, you know, and I might consider it. And if I do, you know, put in an idea that you've suggested, then I will absolutely, you know, I'll give you a shout out on the video itself. So please do let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. But that's it, we're kind of coming to the end of the video here, so I do hope, you know, you like what I've done there. I'm going to start putting some trees around there, kind of just to hide, you know, those really long walls, and just to sort of give you an idea of what this is, you know, this whole area is kind of going to look like. You know, we've got the palm trees in there, the Atlantis style theme, and it's going to look very kind of Mediterranean. That's what I'm kind of going for. I don't know if that's coming across, but that's kind of, you know, the theme that I'm going for there. But yeah, you know, hopefully it'll, you know, it's all going to turn out well and it's all going to look good. Putting a few lampposts in there. But yeah, you know, as always, I really do appreciate, you know, every video that people watch. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. So thank you, as always, very much for watching. It really is appreciated.